Willkommen in Qingdao. Welcome to Qingdao. That church there is Roman Gothic, built by, well, in the beginning, it was being built by the Germans here in Qingdao, 200 kilometres or so south of Beijing. Why, you might ask? Well, there's quite a bit of German history here. Let's walk around and I'll tell you a little bit about it. But I've spotted this building right next door. Let's go and have a look. I'm not sure what this building is, but it's German. Has the black brick build, if we can get to see one. Nice facade up there, if we can get to see one. There's a spire on each end, copper-covered spire. A very, very busy tourist place. Plenty of stalls to buy trinkets. There's the building with the copper-covered spire there and the church right next door. So why was it built by the Germans? In about, don't shoot me on the dates, about 1898, there was two German missionaries not far from here. I think it was in Shandong province, and they were wandering around the countryside doing their missionary stuff, and they were murdered by some locals. The Germans didn't appreciate this. German structure, probably. So the Germans turned around to the Chinese, the Chinese government, and said, this is not on, we need compensation, and they demanded that they have control of the harbour here in Qingdao. This guy, I don't know who he is. Down there it says 551 to 479, so it's, you know, it's reversed. Does that mean it's pre-AD? I guess it is. A Chinese lord of some description. So the Chinese granted the Germans a 99-year lease over this city. And it wasn't a city back then, it was just a small fishing village. And its harbour, which is actually a very strategic and very large harbour. It has got one of the longest bridges going across it that I've ever seen. That house there, that'll be German. It has the, well, if you can see it, it has the red tiled roof like the ones next door there. Probably a private residence. Well, originally it would have been a private residence. Not anymore. Now it's the Shanghai Municipal Engineering Design Institute. Nice. So the Germans were the instigators of building more solid houses and buildings here in Qingdao and pretty much in China, to be honest. They were the, well, that's probably going out on a limb, but they were, the forerunners at least in this area for building structures that were very well built. They also built the drinking water systems here, the big wide roads, which we're on now, rather than the normal narrow little lanes. There's the back of the church there. I think it's St Michael's Cathedral. Did I say that? I believe it is. This is the first city I've come across where there's been massive traffic jams. It's not the first traffic pile-up I've seen. I guess we walk down this way because there's a building I can see. There's a couple on each corner down here. That building you can see on the corner there. Now it looks very solid. It's got the red tiled roof, like I said, is very common with the German structures. But on the front it says 1926. And if that's when it was built, then it's not built by the Germans. Why? Let me tell you. Possibly German? I don't know. Let's wander into the area where I know for a fact that it is. The busy area, in other words. So the Germans' rule here only lasted about, I think it was 16 or 18 years. And the reason why is because the outbreak of World War One. As soon as that happened, Japan and Great Britain teamed up together to take out the Germans from this area. The Japanese didn't hold on to this area for very long. Under immense international pressure, they were forced to hand back control to China in 1922, so ending the foreign rule in Qingdao. A whole street here of German buildings. So I believe, but let's head back into what I think is an even older part of the town, or the city. These little huts here remind me so much of any European Christmas market. If they had them, replace those ones over there, it certainly would. Like right in the courtyard, right in front of the church, it would resemble a German, or anyway, as I said, European Christmas market, without a doubt. And so ends the history lesson. That's all I've got. There is no more. Let's just have a wander around this city, or this old town, see what there is to see. You have to pay to get into the Catholic Church, St Michael's Cathedral, right there, which I didn't think was a done thing. I don't think I've ever paid to get into a church, ever. There's the doors. I don't know whether you can see inside at all, but we'll save that. A bit of inside information, the next country I'm going to has got 1 million churches. Stick around, subscribe. If you want to see some very, very old architecture, stick around. Hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell. They've got these plaques out the front of a lot of these buildings. So the former site of the Holy Ghost convent. You might notice a couple of changes in today's video. One, I'm wearing this very annoying backpack, and I don't know why, I've hardly got anything in it. Two, I've got you on a selfie stick. And three, got myself a little microphone with a windshield on it. Should I have this top button done up? It's very uncomfortable to have that done up. Let's find the old town. I think it's down this way. I believe there's some architecture here that's a mix of German and Chinese style architecture. My lack of knowledge, I'm probably not going to be able to tell which is which, but I'm pretty sure this is one just over here. Let's have a look. That could be one right there. It's definitely got the facade at the front, which looks Chinese to me. And that's the side of the building that we saw earlier that I said could have been built in 1926, but I'm not sure. That building, which is built out of black brick, so I'm led to believe, and above the window plinths up there is supposed to be red brick, but it certainly looks like black brick to me. Oh, up there, okay, I get it. Right up the top. Now I understand. And decorated in with the black brick edging. This is 100% German built. It was once someone's residence, and then it was turned into, as we can see on this plaque, the site, it was the Catholic Church Hospital, and it's a brick wood structure. Courtyard building. It is now the Chinese Municipal Hospital of Traditional Chinese Medicine. Just down here is one of the oldest and most culturally significant places of Qingdao, Old Town. Let's have a look. The area I'm talking about is this courtyard, and the buildings here are very, very old. 1903 to 1906, I believe. Just here you can see some of the original stonework that was used, the granite. So red. It all comes off this plaque here. So if I'm wrong, you can blame that plaque. Sorry, built between 1906 and 1908. And here's another section of the original brickwork, of the red brick. I presume they've purposely left that. And there's the granite there. You see the granite? So red brick and granite. Lovely little area to walk around. Very nice. Let's go through this archway down here. So that's how you spell Qingdao. There's another word which I find, it also says Qingdao, but doesn't look anything like that. Here's some of the original just rubble, granite rubble, that they've used for the base of this building here. Trendy little area now. This was one of the richest areas in the original Qingdao district. Pretty much all original and or refurbished buildings. So what's it like, Qingdao? I've been here for 5 days, 5 nights now, and it's pretty good. It's very modern. There's a bit of a light show. I'll put that in here on at least the buildings that I could see from my hotel. That's quite impressive. There's a great metro system a really good metro system. I caught my subway here just a couple of 100 metres away from here. Took me directly, from right near my hotel to here. It was very good, very cheap. Only cost, I think, $1.20 Australian. Same to get back, I guess. And there's plenty more on offer here. Up on the hill in front of us should be the governor's mansion. I'm not going to walk up there. It's too hard. What is this doing here? Replica London telephone box? I don't know. I've got to stop and read more of the plaques that are on these buildings. They're actually quite interesting. And it'll stop me from just making stuff up. Whole block here of very European style buildings. Metro, 150 metres. Down that very, very busy street, just lined with food stalls. Let me show you the other way to spell Qingdao. That is the other way to spell Qingdao. And if it looks familiar, that's because that is actually a very famous beer. And you can get it right here on the street. You can get your plastic bottle of beer poured, presumably straight out of a keg.
What do you want?
Hello. No, just looking. Thank you. Just showing the people. Okay, shashay. So it has definitely got a very European feel about it, this place. It's very unique. Haven't quite come across it in any of the Chinese cities I've been to. Well, I definitely haven't. Why would I guess? So I'm going to read this particular plaque. See what it says. So this area was once known as the Shulong Pool. It's been changed many times, but what it was a place for, before the city or area had any water mains or anything like that installed, there were a whole bunch of taps set up here connected to the water supply, and this is where everyone in the area came to collect their water for washing, for drinking, for everything. Did I mention that the Germans were the ones that installed the systems for fresh water here? Look at that building there. Nice, it's apartments now. I bet you they're very expensive. I was sitting just behind, there's a plaque. Well, I was wondering what these big old doors were for. Double wide doors. Qingdao Yards. It's the pickle shop. San Zhusheng sauce and pickle shop. Built in 1906. A brick wood structure. Yeah, it tells you sort of a bit why it's been built like it is, or how it's been built. Doesn't explain the big wide doors, I presume, to transport goods in and out of. What can we see in here? Not much. Oh, you can see the old wooden roof. It looks pretty rotten. All it tells me is it was built before 1914, so yeah, well, it's the German area, so I'm going to say it was German built. I even tried those QR codes there, but it didn't work. It didn't tell me. It took me to an ad. There's a nice building up here. So, have a look at this one. A nice facade, anyway. There it is. Is it real? Is this all original. Oh, it's granite. It's all granite rock. Nice little shop there where you can buy your teacups and plates. Wow. 145 for the cup and saucer. Look at this little one. Oh, look, you can have your little espresso in there. Nice. All different plates. Cool. Nice little shop if you're into plates and teacups and other knickknacks. Wow, a little, is that pewter teacup? Interesting. And a clock. Just walking up this street here, there's some music going, unfortunately, so I'll have to keep talking. There's a couple of nice buildings, but I wanted to tell you about the Mixi. I'll put the spelling. Hang on. I'll put the spelling of that down below. It's a shopping mall, shopping plaza that. I think we should go down in there. There's another nice building here. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. Shopping plaza, possibly one of the biggest I've ever been in. It was very, very impressive. It's got an ice skating rink. I've got some footage of the ice skating rink. I'll put it in now. As you can see, they're not your normal ice skaters. They're very, very good ice skaters. Not people just shuffling around, waiting to fall over. Well, that's the building I spotted from the distance. There's another building there that's got a plaque on it that's all written in Chinese. I'll see if I can find a plaque. It's pretty old. That's the building, no plaque. Can't tell you what it is at all. This is a very, very large area. I have walked quite some way. It's very late for lunch. I really need some lunch, and a coffee would be fantastic. Let's go back down here into that courtyard that I saw. I walked straight past. Not often I do that. I normally get too distracted and just wander in there anyway. How do you guys put up with me? Oh, Chinese writing up there on this particular building, which is in the Qingdao Courtyard. It was built in 1912. They never tell you what it is or what the building was used for. I'm going to go in there. What could go wrong? This is China. Wow. That's pretty old there. Wow. Okay. I'm glad I came in here. Look at the brickwork up there. Can you guys see that? I'll get my phone. I'll zoom in. Hang on. Yeah, pretty impressive. I quite like it. There's the old door there. It's a metal door. Yeah, it's just very old. But this building here, this is the back of it. And it's 3 stories, as it says on the plaque out the front. And all the, not so much that part there, but all the big cobblestones here I didn't show you down further. There was these smaller cobblestones that you find in any European town square. Now let's go in through this archway like I intended to. Okay, very nice little courtyard area here. Little restaurants. Very, very nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. Probably residential housing, one would guess. I don't know. Check this car. Wow, it's bright. Reminds me of a Porsche. Anyway, that's not what I'm here for. Came to look at this, which I first thought was a bus. Well, it is a bus, but it's actually an electrified bus, if you can see up the back there. It's got the two bits, don't know what they're called, where they would connect with the wires running above the street. Interesting. Sort of on the outskirts of the old town now. Here's a tram car, but it can't be real. It is far too big. Big, wide, probably a coffee shop or something. It started to rain. Everyone's walking around with umbrellas. These beer stalls are everywhere. For about 100 years, maybe even more, this area I'm walking through here was one of the most prosperous of all in Qingdao. It started to decline in the 1990s. They're trying to bring it back. I don't know how they're going to do that, but there's trinkets through here. Let's have a look. Just the usual stuff. Lots of bright and shiny things. And some butterflies. Wow, very nice. Oh, this one, butterfly. Yeah, it's okay, it's okay. Wow, check out some of these. They are, I think we get a similar one to that in Australia, but some of these other ones, wow, very nice. What to do about this rain? Oh, there's another nice building there. Let's have a quick look at that, and then we'll decide what to do.
Hello.
Stop recording. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
They're friendly people. Everywhere in China, very friendly people. Here's the building I wanted to have a look at, and there's music playing. Maybe I'll have to do something about that. Maybe no talk, maybe I'll shut up for a minute and then I'll just put some music over the top. The music has stopped, so it is the former site of the Qingdao Chinese Merchants Association, built in 1906, 1907. It's a nice looking building. There's some beautiful buildings around here, there really is. From this intersection, I'll give you a look around before I speak. a very, very nice area. I was going to sign off just then, but spotted another building to have a look at. That is the building I spotted. It's quite nice. There's a bit of construction work going on, as you can hear. But I'm going to sign off from here. This has been Qingdao, and well, it's been all the old town. Another video from China, we'll see. Otherwise, the next country, which is a long way away from here. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.